And it's New Year's Day 2000. This is how you do a pig roast. Black-eyed peas would not be black-eyed peas without the sizzle bacon. The yard still needs to be cleaned up. Here, Gene, smile.
Hello, George.
Show us the fire, Gene.
Well, come on. Let's show you the fire. And here's the fire right there.
Hmm? Where?
There's a fire right there. The fuego. Barbacoa del puerco. Okay, good. It's time we go get the puerco, George.
Show us the pig, Gene.
Okay, come on. Gotta move the rugs. Mom, we're coming in to move the pig. We're gonna have to move the rugs here.
Why?
Well, hopefully we won't dribble on them.
No, I think if we collect it correctly, we'll be...
Okay, well there it is. The whole bag correctly. We're gonna have to be really careful. We're gonna have barbecue all over Mom's floor.
Okay, now.
The light is on.
Yeah, the little red light is on.
Here we got George preparing the pig and the rebar and the grating. It's approximately, it's about 9:45. I'm planning to cook it from about 10 this morning until 5 this afternoon, about 7 hours for a pig of this size. As you see, George is very skillfully doing this.
You see the 86 here?
Uh-huh.
86 pounds.
Yep, 86 pounds.
Cooked weight.
Yep. You got the fire over here that's worked up real good, been heating up for about 45 minutes to preheat it. Looks like it's going to be a good day. Rained last night to keep the dust down, but going to be a good day today. Good. Okay, let go.
Is it still running?
Put my finger off.
Oh no, it's still running. It's recording. So, no, what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to let it just take a picture of us doing this. Okay, you can take that in?
Yeah, because I got boots on.
Okay.
Now which
Well,
side on the...
We're going to put this over the fire, Gene.
Okay, let's do it this way, George. Let me go straight back.
That's exactly what I want you to do.
That right here. That's a good idea. You want to put some of that marinade in there? Let's set him on there and then we'll
It's pretty marinated, Gene.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good. Let's move it forward a little bit.
Yeah. Now, why don't you go get the camera and I'll start covering the leaves. Yeah. There it is. Just pick it up. It's going.
Good.
The grip.
George is going to start putting the banana leaves on top, which we've pre-soaked. And he has plenty in his front yard, so we're kind of indigenous here. We do everything without much outside support. And what I'll do periodically with a hose is wet down the new leaves as I go out front and cut the leaves. And this is pretty much going to be my station until 5 o'clock this afternoon when I take it off. And for the benefit of the onlookers that seem to be so interested in this, they'll watch me cut up the meat prior to the meal. And if they're really...
We'll do that part later. We can talk about that when we're doing it.
Wonderful, George. So anyway, that's we'll come back to this later on. It's now approximately 10 minutes of 10. So we're going to have a good 7 hours, and I plan to take it off at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Okay, he's doing a super job.
Happy New Year. This is the year of the 2000. We got another year to stretch before we change the millennium, but we're giving them the benefit of the doubt. But nevertheless, Happy New Year. Just ate my black-eyed peas for good luck. You can go now.
It doesn't matter the year. The black eyed peas are always appropriate. Even for people that do know how to count or don't know how to count.
Very true. Ring that bell. Yes. Oh, close-ups. Am I ready to You ready to get that? Oh, yeah.
Tell us about Joe.
No. Howdy. You know, this is heavy gauge stainless, so I can use this.
Okay.
Very heavy gauge.
Okay. Nelson, did you see the pig?
And it's all covered up, you know, and then leaves, no leaves and everything. Where'd you get the pig, you know?
High B Meat Company.
You buy a whole pig, you know?
Yeah, in Vernon.
What do you do with the head?
It's being cooked too.
You don't eat the head though, obviously.
Part of the head's
You
too
take a
deep.
lot of the meat, yeah.
Want me to move, George?
Sorry I missed you, Nancy. It's 10 minutes to 5 on the 1st of January. I've just completed cooking the pig, my brother's annual New Year's party, and I'm about to take it out in a few minutes and carve it up for the guests. Anyway, sorry I missed you, Nancy, but I'll call you back some other time. Mom and I are going to go visit Obie and Margaret on Wednesday. Anyway, you take care of yourself, Nancy, and have a wonderful year 2000. Congratulations, we both made it.
like the Ritz-Carlton or something. Well, I guess not.
Nice big comfy chair.
Is tell Jeannie can't take the pig off until who gets here?
Mitch Robinson.
Mitch is coming.
He is coming.
That's a promise? No answer.
Yeah, it's taking a shower. It's gonna be quiet. Enjoy the sun. Wow, you're going to use the law library and let anybody.
Happy New Year.
Hi, my name's Richard. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Richard. What were we supposed to say? Welcome to insanity or something? I think it's
Insanity Central or something.
Central. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, thank you.
Hi, Richard.
Hi, Happy New Year.
Hi, my name's Richard.
I'm Nelson.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hi.
Happy New Year.
Then they started charging during the
Free
budget.
camera.
Hello.
Actually, you could probably leave it open.
Same to you. How are you? Hello, Jeremiah.
Come on out.
Hello, Jeremiah.
Okay, that goes on the table in the backyard.
He might want to get one picture.
And now? All right, George, here's what we're gonna do. This one this time, we'll flip this way and we'll come and set it right
You
there.
want him on his back?
Yeah, it's probably better to cut it up that way.
Okay.
Because that'll hold the juices.
Okay.
Okay?
So we're gonna flip this way.
Right. You ready?
Almost. Hang on. Wait a minute.
You want these,
John, no, here, catch. Here. Needless to say, answer it if it were.
You ready, George?
Yep. Flip.
Walk this way. Now. Okay? And come like this.
All right. A little more. Go ahead and center him. Okay. Now we need to take the this off. Yeah.
Watch your little hands. That thing's still hot as hell.
Really?
I don't want to hear you blood-curdling scream, George. My little hands.
No, I just. No, Gene. I did the back corner first.
We haven't got all of it yet. That's all right, George. We got plenty of time. You going nowhere?
Okay. That back corner over there done?
Yep.
Okay, work fast. Good.
Hello. Happy
New
New Year, Ed.
Who's that?
That's Matthew.
Matthew! Happy New Year!
Happy New Year to you.
Good. All right, you want me to cut this up first?
Yeah, just put it all, mix it all together.
This come off the pig or was this bought separately?
No, that was the
this
separate.
was bought separately. George cooked it last night.
Here, whoops! Call a dog.
Oh, take that to one of those mangy mutts.
Oh, it's just, I know.
All right. All right.
Well, what we'll do is we'll bring this one in and let them attack it like locusts. And
Let them take that one in now.
no, put this on top of it. You'll understand why. Okay, Nelson. Bit of the master at work here.
I have to sample some of my own work here. Of course.
It's like watching Tarzan at his kill.
I thought you were going to feed me.
You see how much he and I are alike, Nelson.
Don't let that come in the cookbook. George!
What? Oh, thank you, Gene.
I think that's perfect.
Pork doesn't have to be dry, I guess.
No, not if you cook it correctly. That's like Errol Flynn in Adventures of Robin Hood. The guy with his mutton chop. He says, "Where's my mutton joint?" Remember that old I gotta run you through the old fat fryer tough procedure. Okay, here's what we'll do. Set that right there.
You're gonna just toss it in, or do you want it right here?
Yeah, set it right there. That's probably good. You don't want to drop it. Hold it right there. That'll be good. Wonderful, John. You're doing a super job here. What we'll do is we'll...
A couple big spoons might help pulling that meat out.
I'll use... No, this is perfect. This is perfect. Yeah, if you can go get a couple of spoons, that might even be quick. Might help. But this is good. Look at this. This is really perfect. Get the fork and pull it off. Can you beat that? Look at that. Oh man. A lot of meat there. Do me a favor, but let them know that I'm cutting this thing if they want to watch it. They want some hot pieces right off. Excuse me. It tastes better when it's like that. Doing a super job of photographing all this. Woo. Just sit down. John, just sit right there. So it's not dry, John?
What's that?
The meat wasn't dry, is it?
That was good. That's my main complaint with pork, is you often get it real dry.
Well, it's because we get better every year at this.
Well, the problem with pork is you've got to get it to the right temperature.
Well, the thing about it is, what I was able to do this time, I dug the hole a little deeper, and that helped a lot.
But with slow cooking, you get the right temperature you need for pork, but dry it out.
Here, we've barely scratched the surface of all the meat. Just barely started. We haven't even done all of it. Look at that. Woo! Is that gorgeous or what? Look at that.
I'd like a thigh, please.
Look at that. Is that superb or what?
That's all skin and fat off to the left of it.
Yeah, skin and fat. It's the meat. Look at this.
And this piece right there, that's just skin.
Skin. Blubber. Okay. Here, I'm gonna let this other portion stay hot. What I want to do is take this bone here off. Give me that glove right over there.
On a left or a right?
A left. Good. Perfect. Okay, good. Even in here, there's a lot of good meat. See if this came out really well.
Spine.
Even the spine's got some good meat. Look at that. Some gorgeous meat. Whew. Gorgeous looking stuff.
Now I always have
Something next week.
We had stayed
I'm also
overnight
looking to carry my
at Chetamall on the coast. And then went early the next morning.
Great deal of approach. Did you notice that? Did you hear that?
And we got there, we were the only people there. And
about 11 o'clock, tour buses started to arrive. By 11:30, you couldn't see the pyramids.
I was looking in the window and I thought, there's not a window on the other side of that room. We were out at the mirror and
And they put a lot of attention on the propulsion for economic survival. The rent control group, which had still constituency against very lost a lot of its space. And so I tried to, and I think that's why I big structure that I've been active in the community for a long time, so I knew the issues that was. I started walking this day after and I did every single day. I'm all pressed to try.
Coming through. Oh my God, would you take
This isn't near all of it yet. Ladies and gentlemen, it's good and hot. This is time to get it right now. Help yourself, there's plenty more out there.
I wouldn't have run a negative campaign again. I would have focused on quality of life issues.
But weren't you involved in government?
Hi, Donald.
Hi,
I was made to root the lantern. Jeff. I can't run away. I've mostly.
Okay, I think they went to get Gene, but go for it. These are the black-eyed peas. They go very well over rice. There's fried rice and steamed rice. If part of the deal is black-eyed peas, so
That's good luck for the new year.
here's more.
Black-eyed
In fact, let me get a pair of tongs for that.
You know what I'd really like?
For those with sensitive palates, the gravy is a little spicy,
I watched you guys.
but it is good.
There was a whole bunch of hullabaloo about that thing. No, about
Here we go.
Oh. And I live on Laramie. Laramie and.
Save me a space.
Excuse me.
I was looking at the bike resident and
Party there, 960 last night. I never repeat.
Bill. Oh, you're 221. I heard you being called by
I'm sorry, your name?
Anyway, one of the. Oh, you have another one?
No, not that I know of.
Oh, Barnes, I can tell already, yes.
You can smell it.
Okay, those go in my mother's house in the very back near the mob. Hi, Brian. You want to go around? That's up to you. Oh my God, it's Mrs. Lumber. What you got there? We'll put it on the table. We're eating right now. Just find a place for it.
I didn't bring anything because I'm your total guest.
Good. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hello. Very well. Very well. Very well. Very well. Hello. Side dish, right? Find room for it on the table if you can. Oh yes, it looks so festive.
I forgot to give, you know what? I forgot to give you this.
Thank you. Do I need to open it now or soon? I'll put it down here for soon. Still matches.
Actually, if the wand is around,
It is, but there's no fuel in it. It only sparks.
then real matches.
I don't. Is that dessert? They go in my mother. They're in the big pot in the center with the ladle. Come over, rice.
Okay.
Smile, one,
Cocina de los puercos.
2, 3.
Find the house. No, no, spawn of Satan.
Oh, you don't get my hopes up.
Oh, I know.
But the Chihuahua
So the people who gave him to us will be coming.
Ed, the Chihuahua is the
Right, spawn of Satan.
Will they take him back? Vicious little thing.
The table in the backyard, and probably the best way to get there is go down the driveway through the gate. And what you got there? A what?
Fine, I saw the Hollywood
That would
sign
go
on
on the main table if there's room and you can get to it.
From what I understood, it Washington.
The best thing to do is just dip it on the side and then get some of the juice out. Because otherwise the whole thing runs with the juice.
Hard to get up.
It's in the section of the LA Times.
That'll be a good shot.
Oh, sorry. But views enough to test.
Oh, don't worry about me, I'll eat it. Just put it inside anywhere you can find a place. It's high enough the dogs can't get it.
They have all kinds of food.
Well, I think the line's getting shorter.
Well, that's the perfect time.
Don't step on the little dog. He's always underfoot.
Go, hey, hey, hey. Eat that.
More fun to eat it off the
Oh yeah.
screen.
Gentlemen, there's some hot pork right there. Up so.
Yeah, I found the right place to go and eat.
I mean, she's smart. She's like me.
Absolutely.
We're doing
I'm
it.
accustomed to coming in through the kitchen.
We're doing it the way Errol Flynn did it. The Adventures of
I don't know
Robinson.
where this goes. Trash, bones.
Oh, don't worry about it. Just throw it out
No, I've been eating them. You don't want them mixed up with.
there. Hey, hey, dog. You want some food? Here. Just here you go. Here, knucklehead. Got some
Great
of that.
food.
This one's
You guys have.
A fresh pig piece.
guys. Come on, have a piece of pig. This is better this way. It's hot. Here you go. There you go.
I'm
Here you
looking
go.
for a bone.
There we go. This is. You come
I want
back
a leg.
where the chef is, you get a better deal. There you go.
All right, thank you.
There you go.
There's so many people. Are you gonna be right away?
There was a guy from 2 parties ago.
You watch some of the city meetings?
Come on, honey. There's a place for you.
Oh, hi.
It'll be like I Love Lucy. But then the other good part is so does Boris
Go around, see how's it going.
That's me.
Is the food good? Yes, very good. I had a special blend of firewood.
Now what is that?
How's the pig, everybody?
It's great.
Yes, if you go behind the garage, you'll see the.
I know my eyes.
For years, it's
If I see him, I will stop.
Utilization or whatever. I forget. More people see the turnover anywhere else.
And we went to several different parties, and the party we were at, friends of mine, and he asked us to leave. I don't want this.
And what else are they opening? What other areas?
Unless there was a demographic.
Just that.
just that. The jacuzzi will never open, the pool will never open again. And that space will be open probably on the 20, the space you're talking about, the expansion. It'll probably open towards the end of January.
Oh God, I would say 9 months by the time they go through all the processes of being allowed, all of that stuff.
But I should know by the end of January when I got full funding for the product side.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
How's that going?
Are we digital aid or
I
high
want
aid
to
or
talk
regular
to
aid?
It's just a regular aid.
two partnerships that bought Warner's out to
What's
see
your
what I
name?
could make a deal with.
I'm Nelson.
Nelson, this is Raphael,
That's a
and
good
I'm
idea.
Brian.
That's a good idea.
This is Brad.
And I think I had to walk.
And who's that right there?
I don't know. What's
And then we'll adjourn.
I will duplicate the pool air facility.
I forget you're in Pasadena.
Yeah, like I said, I'm telling her, if we'd not, we'd had it before, we
doesn't always like feel.
But
Did you ever find ever watching?
yeah, I did. I talked to Harry, and he said he talked to you.
Yeah, Harry
And
said
Deborah, I talked to Deborah, and she goes, "That's my big shopping day. That's my big shopping day."
Don't look at me. Can't play a note. Ed wanted to make sure you got a shot of little brown dog.
Do you know chopsticks?
Bring in the camera for the close-up, please.
Drop the trooper.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Bennett. Happy New Year, amigo. Happy New Year. Have you tried one of my new gorditas at Taco Bell? I want to get to Taco Bell. Can these both go any faster?
The one upstairs is just absolutely vicious. It throws its.
Now where's
She's
that?
gonna swallow it. She's cold. She's gonna have nothing. You understand? You know, Heidi's very tolerant.
You're going to Georgia, right?
Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
Oh, that won't be too bad. It's never too cold there.
Oh, I was brought up in that part of the country, but I haven't lived there in a long time.
It'll be fun to go back with
Brown dog.
He's the eater.
They won't let you have the dog there. Oh, he has 2 bedrooms.
Yeah, Rich Reardon looked like a real.
And the police were, you know what, this is so typical. And there wasn't a single supervisor there. They wouldn't smile. They wouldn't wish anybody happy new year.
I thought I saw a real chihuahua.
Deadbeats. And everybody who was
Yeah, I have a real one back
I thought
there. I saw a real
Everyone
one.
was screaming, "We love LAPD." They were screaming, happy
Oh
New Year,
my
LAPD.
gosh.
Everybody was screaming all
It's
this
the
stuff.
dessert king.
That does look good.
Huh? Well, is this the sweet potato mountain cake?
From Taco Bell?
Yeah. Yes, he is, and it's every bit of it's famous right here.
Happy New Year to you.
He's got the knife and stuff to cut it with.
Well, I guess he's wished everybody happy New Year.
This is a pig.
I'm trying to loosen it here. No, it's,
Oh, I know.
Everybody
This
says
is like pumpkin pie cake. This is
It's good, man. And I
Can
don't know
you
what
get
this
it?
is.
Just cut it.
Give me a. Oh,
But it's
let me
a
have
cream
that
pie, and I've been
piece.
trying to get a piece of it.
Oh, okay.
No, the one you just.
I can't cut it.
And pass me a
Frozen.
knife, a fork, I mean, and thank you, Mitch.
Oh, you'll love it. It's refrigerated.
You won't
It's,
count
Oh,
the
yeah.
I know, that's
calories.
what I love about it. How amazing delighted it is.
Have you made this?
You said
I have
you
the recipe, but I haven't
I
made
see
it.
nothing but hips and thighs.
Now, you enjoy your dessert?
There's a few on the table. John and I'm up.
It's good.
Maybe I'll put that.
Oh, okay, well, show them that. Oh, okay. John Rollins over there for the supervisor.
And the plumbing.
You know, they look like the same.
You would. You enjoy that way too much.
They look
You
alike.
can take that on what you did on this.
Leroy, I want to taste this before.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Oh, you too. Awesome. Thank you.
This is.
Oh, there's Edna. Bye, Edna.
Nelson, this is Brad.
Happy New Year.
Brad, this is Nelson.
Hi.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
I will find
Well,
Buy
Oh,
like.
okay.
come back next year.
Okay, Happy New Century.
Happy new 1,000 years.
2 eggs.
No, that's next year.
3 eggs.
If you say so.
You mix
I'll
it.
start now.
Yeah, I'm gonna start my 1,000.
Then you take
Okay, only the sugar junkie.
Oh, well.
What?
But it came out good, and that's really.
Don't you show that to Hano? You gotta show that to Hano. He'll like it. 'Cause I gave him one of the ones that I had that I made.
And then I said, oh, okay. And I came over and she said, now I'm gonna be showing you things. And I want you to listen to it. I said, okay. She had the sweetest grandmother, and she sat me down because I was doing Sandy Jacobs this year.
See?
How arrogant I was because I was a clever investor. That was the college grade.
That's right. That's true.
Black eyed peas.
He sort of took over all of Hollywood.
I found some great restaurants.
When you were a kid, it was a nickel, wasn't it? Maybe they gave it away when you were a kid, I don't know. As long as Oh, yeah.
Michael John.
Hi. I'm coming in for sweet and sour or anything like that. It was
Last year, I had one of these things last year. Unfortunately, I was in the hospital.
Oh, really?
New Year's Eve, off to resting place for the rich and famous. Cedars.
And I had a birthday. My mother
Right beside her, I had a heart attack.
Oh, the bird bath got broken, so I combined the two.
Well, I don't see her.
Am I ready for another log? Not quite. Is it
No,
over here,
Ed.
gentlemen?
Oh, that's what you're burning in there.
Ed, that's good for another 2 hours. For sitting down in front of it.
Well, anyone got marshmallow?
Well, Ed, you heard that.
I'm wearing mine.
What's the CSW, the Pitbulls?
No.
See if Pitbulls been known to release children.
And I saw one, so I know they're here. I said, could you just give me a ballpark figure on how much I'm needing to spend? 875,000. Yeah. I mean, when I still, my throat gets tight. That was 8 years ago. And I literally, the sweat started pouring, I had to sit down. I said, I started stuttering. I couldn't believe it. 875,000 for my black eyed peas.
Stir them up. They're real good over rice if you cut them off.
Parking spot.
I can't quite get used to that. I can't. It's unbelievable.
Oh, I don't go to $200,000.
They got to live in a mansion. They got to live in a mansion in Beverly Hills.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
And now I laugh. Once I was driving by it, I told her, I said, this was parked in the driveway for all hell. A Beamer and a Mercedes. Oh, yeah. And we have some of those.
How do you feel, Bull? Oh, I feel good and rested right now.
And that would be huge. I know that. I'm on They don't get it. I'm not in debt running away from
feet are turning.
He's very litigious.
No, I'm not. I help people do the right thing. Oh, what do you do? I'm a lawyer. For what
Years
for law?
later, I look at it and
Business
it turned
litigation,
yellow. And
do some entertainment litigation.
one day I saved that.
I worked for
I
seven
took one out the
tribes
other
in
day
Christensen, Miller, Fink,
for Madeline.
Jacob, Glasser, Weil, and Shapiro.
And I actually went out and I bought an old, you know.
What's his name, Miller?
And so that one was going to hit the fan on Monday.
Scholarships, you know, when I was young, so I didn't have the money to go to law school. But I worked for the DA in Florida for 13 years, and with a lot of attorneys from Clearwater and St. Petersburg. So I'm not totally ignorant about law, but I might need a lawyer sometime soon, and that's why I was asking you all those foolish questions.
None of the questions are foolish, it's only the answers. I mostly do business litigation, and I help people do the right thing. We have people, though, in our firm that do all the other stuff. They do business trusts.
But now what firm are you in?
Christensen, Miller, Fink, Jacob, Glasser, Weil, and Shapiro. It's been a long day.
Keep on.
There's 7 of them there.
How does that fit on the business card?
No, the only one
Well,
I'm
small
doing.
print. Bob Shapiro is the last name.
Bob Shapiro.
Yes, the other side.
Isn't there
Yeah,
like a
Skip
wine
Miller on one
No,
side.
not this by here.
And you have Bob Shapiro on the other. What?
Isn't there like a wine trial?
That's really
Not that I'm
hungry.
aware of.
No, the reason I was asking. No, I love law, and I love to work with lawyers. But, I used to kid the law officers where I lived. I knew all the policemen and sheriff's deputies and everybody, you know, and so I used to tease them and tell them I was going to become a lawyer. So one day, I guess it was the state attorney came and he couldn't find another attorney to hold a sentencing. So he said, "Oh, just come on, Edna, you can preside." Well, I figured if he said it, I could, so went in and so of course I had to raise my hand and tell them I was representing this. And when it was over, did take a minute, and when it was over, I was walking down the aisle to hear all of these lawmen. I said, "Told you I was going to be a lawyer pretty soon." But I liked it, and I had a lot of wonderful connections. We didn't have too many attorneys where I lived, but I can't remember what you call it now. Anyway, we covered part of Pinellas County and Pasco where I lived. So I knew all the lawyers in Pasco as well as, Pinellas as well as Pasco. So I missed it for a while, but I don't miss it anymore. You know, that's the time to end everything, and it's time to end that. But I really enjoyed it. And another thing, I had a young attorney that worked with me in this town where I lived. I met him at a party a few years after I retired, and he said, "You know, Edna, we did real good work for the state attorney." And I said, "Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. I thought we did too."
It's been a whole day tonight.
Go to your house.
But Joel refused to talk with Mitch about the problem. 10 years ago, he agreed to meet with Mitch, and then he sneaked out the back door, basically. I mean, literally.
Not basically.
Literally, yeah. He kept him waiting for hours in the waiting room, and he wouldn't meet with him.
Right.
Even after he scheduled a meeting.
And my income
That's
tax.
kind of flip
Right.
Because it's not documented.
It's not documented.
It's a very corrupt city council. You have drug addicts. You have.
So the answer is
All right. A little green chili in it, make the
Really do it up, huh? Oh, I tried all kinds. I tried, listen, never called me back yet. I tried.
It's nice to be able to get what you want.
Yes.
When you want it.
Wandering around Bourbon Street with drinks in their hands and cocktails to go. What a city.
New Orleans.
Jeremiah, there are no snacks for you. No. Thank you.
Well, you know, so
You can walk around and around and around and around, but I just don't see any snacks for you. No.
who are they fooling? They got the paper bag and they're drinking out of it. So everybody knows.
Big all this down. Yeah.
We stopped that like 150 years ago. All of the children used in the Vatican were castrados for their high perfect chair soprano voices.
Yeah, it's different than what I'm just starting. It could.
And I know he's here. Oh, it's always nice. I know he's not gonna call me back. I'd love to. Oh yeah, I will. You're welcome.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye.
Starting to, I just slowly getting a little better. The start, people getting
Yeah,
together, the
I
start.
understand from one of my neighbors.
I think about the 9th or 10th time. There's that camera.
Yeah.
About the 9th or 10th time, I finally said to Ed, Ed, you know, you can talk about this movie until you're blue in the face, but I'm not going to go see it until I'm in the mood to go see it. And I just haven't been in the mood to go see it.
Well, you know, George, you're going to go see it. That's an order.
You'll like it, trust me. You got some great stuff on your mom.
Good.
On your mom telling stories.
That's great.
I like the colors. Yeah, it's kind of sand color.
Yeah.
So it really helps.
Oh, those scallop potatoes were a big hit. They were a big hit.
I'm the only one that had more meat than anything else, because I'm out there cutting it off.
Oh yeah, you were having a good time.
Well, yeah, you have to. Some pieces they just they're not the right shape or something.
It's stone, irregularly shaped stone.
He was observing me a couple years ago, cutting the meat and oysters out there.
Strangely enough.
Well, it's interesting to see a bunch of people that don't cook that, they're going, ooh, it's like they're so easy to impress. They just watch it cook, man, and they're impressed. Like, I never eaten steamed potatoes and scallop potatoes like that. I thought I never did that. You're really getting all that down.
Yep.
Russets, they lose the texture.
And I was thinking, oh God, it must
They still have a potato texture.
You don't want to use a baking potato for cooking. I call that cooking. Baked potatoes need to be baked. Russets are definitely baked potatoes.
Well, that's what. Well, it's like sweet onions.
And it was painted like salmon colored.
You cook them, don't get any sweeter. But they miss. There's a compound in them though that cooks out of regular onions as they cook slow. It's not there. That makes them. That makes
Joy. The old spice.
Good talking to you.
man. God bless you.
Goodbye, happy New Year.
I will get you a ham steak that comes on a separate plate. That is this big. That is that thick for $5. Okay, and it's been a while since you've been in the pantry. I get around this county a lot. So
That's the problem mentally with the transition. It gets dark.
When I started echoing there,
I know they do it for the kids. They always dump it on me because
I had a pot roast down
but
in
when
French
we
Market
gotta
the
do
other night.
business and we want to find out everything we might
And his
know
brother and
about
mom. Their pot roast wasn't that good, Gene?
Think about what
it was delicious.
It was like mom made it. Literally.
They treasured
It tasted
Well, there's
What I have to do tomorrow morning.
They're beef stew. They're beef stew, and they do a good job on tapioca. French fries. Fryer, but they're taking make French fries to order.
He doesn't take any gums.
And extrude it through this stuff.
I remember
Chop it off. And it fryer. And it was like they were.
I'm not a girl. There was a girl. No, you better high school. When I was a kid, they were showing us all those ads. So we make our parents want to buy stuff for us. I don't know what it was. Cereal or something. Magically delicious. That was the final end of the song. I can't remember what the product was.
My mother would never let us eat.
I was talking to a man in there, didn't know it was you. I couldn't call him by name. Well, I know so many people. I can't remember all of them. No, I can't remember. And I don't apologize. Besides, I was my memory
Me too.
and that's all right.
It's all right.
And this guy just keeps taking pictures.
I know.
I
You know-
guess he's gonna put me in the movie.
Yeah, well, it's Hollywood.
What he's going to do is blackmail all of us.
He's going to do what?
He's going to blackmail all of us.
Oh, that's probably it.
Yeah.
Well,
He says, send me a check or this goes to...
hope y'all have a wonderful New Year.
I'm ready for my close-up this day.
He is really getting into that.
Hey, I'm full of meanness tonight.
Meanness?
I don't think so.
How you doing, Tracy?
Well, I try. Because, you know, I live with a bunch of men and I can't think they have that.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go, dog. You want to be in the movies, don't you?
Here, look. She's in the movies.
Come here.
That's
I was in the
Look at the
movie
camera.
twice.
You were.
Right
Tell
there.
us how.
You're on TV.
Well, I was working for the state
Candid
attorney.
camera.
And we had a murder case. And they brought the murderer through.
I work in a law office. My significant other is a lawyer. My two best friends are lawyers.
And which law firm is this?
They're in independent practice.
Oh.
Get together. You're going to be in church
Elsa, do you
tomorrow?
have a picture of this?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Morning for hours.
It's just so cute. Well, come back next year.
He was freezing to death.
Well, you know what?
Well, you did something, didn't you?
I just did this pumpkin pie cake.
Well,
That was good.
you get a prize for that. That was really good.
I don't really fast. I'm glad.
No, that's a good.
That was my favorite one there.
Yes, that was my favorite one myself.
I thought that was a really.
It has the recipe. It's the recipe.
It's interesting. Good job.
Yeah, we're keeping it.
Yeah, well, just for a minute, because we're on our way. We're exhausted.
Yeah, you and me both.
We're busy 2 days.
How are you doing?
So are there a lot of people who come to
Happy New Year.
Well, too much credit.
if the two of you
So what you're saying is
He's afraid the dog hears me. Wow.
What was that? She said,
All the candles
you would be
are
on
out.
the
I gotta go back and
a
see
stranger.
what's going on.
You don't bend.
Were you filming everybody? Coming in now?
Taking my picture.
Mm-hmm.
Does it record too?
Oh yeah, it's recording actually right now.
Oh my goodness. Are you doing this on your own or for Ed or?
It wants me to do this.
Oh, it wants you to do it. Okay. Good
Hey, let me borrow your cane for a second.
Don't break them.
I won't break them. Let me borrow your cane.
They don't have covering.
Oh. Okay, I won't. Now focus down here. Okay.
Quit hitting her shin! Stop it! Stop hitting that girl!
Now, Paul, it's her fault that I moved to LA. If it wasn't for Barbara, I never would have come to California.
Did you see the way he was torturing her?
This has happened more than once.
How dare you strike her string like that? It's only because she's had 4 martinis she didn't say anything.
Guys, they tried to hold you up.
Just tell me.
Yeah, I heard that this year.
Oh, by the way, he's going to try to make you stay and watch the Buena Vista Social Club. You won't be allowed to leave.
The music that's playing is the Buena Vista Social Club. The poster's over there by the heater on the wall.
The poster's on the wall.
I'm going to get on my way.
Have you seen the Buena Vista Social Club?
No, I think I will be soon.
You can't leave without seeing it.
You're leaving. I just got here.
I know. Well, then
Be that
come
way.
early. Pardon?
I said be that way. That's okay.
There's a way to stop. You can reinstall the software. You can.
I got your
Well, stand up and give him a hug. He's standing there. He wants a hug.
Well,
Bye.
such a lovely warm jacket. Oh, yeah.
Here, go ahead and hit him on the shins. Go ahead.
No.
Well, do you want to take Treasure back to Edna?
You want me to?
I've got him in here.
He wants him, it seems.
Yeah, he said such a precious. What a precious little dog. Here, smile for the camera. Smile for the camera, Treasure.
To heal as in get better.
Right there.
Boy.
Wonders.
Oh, listen, he's Edna's dog. He's Edna's Bay Margaret. She's in one of the pictures up here. We all decided that if we ever had to come back as an animal, we wanted to come back as one of Margaret's cats.
That's Will.
Hot meals 3 times a day, bought from the deli section of the grocery store. She'd get the turkey and mince it up with her little mincer and put it in the microwave, you know, and heat up warm milk for them, you know. And,
Oh my gosh. Well, Trey doesn't get that.
Does something. No, but he, trust me, he gets
Close to it.
all close to it. And he gets to sleep on Edna's bosom every night.
Well, thank you for inviting
Well,
me.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Bring your sister next year.
If I'm writing email.
Nice seeing you again.
Okay.
And I go to change the font.
Take care.
Okay.
Drive safe.
Okay, see you Monday morning.
Yes. Bye.
Maybe we'll win the
You for this.
It's okay, I'm just playing with you. Because you look so cute in there.
I know, it smells like burnt.
I'll go away.
He
Bye.
loves you, it seems.
Yes, it does.
Okay, then I'm not breaking.
Well, actually, I think this one has a place to plug up. No, this one doesn't, but one of them has a cell phone has a place to plug in. This is the best $29 for a cordless phone. And you know, they make them in iMac colors.
You like to go in the
George's
bedroom
room and see it before you leave. He's gonna make everybody watch it before they can eat next year.
See it?
Have you seen the Buena Vista Social
Sort
Club?
of. I'm sort of a good double for Rye Cooter.
So
As
what I
long
want
as
to
you
know,
keep away from the guitar.
what I want to know is how many pictures of this world are going to be on my email next week. It scares me.
Well, seeing as how that's video,
So,
it's moving. Well, actually, I have a video card in the Mac, so I can do stills on outtakes.
see.
I hadn't thought about that. Actually, I could make little like mini video clips and send them to you. Would you like that? Little QuickTime movies. Hi, this is Les. Stuffing his face.
Only if I look good.
And not on his feet.
Could you touch up my face a little bit?
Oh, your face doesn't need any touching up here, you know that.
Oh, thank you.
Videotape of Buena Vista Social Club, and I'd seen it in the theaters like 6 times, 8 times, whatever.
How many times?
8 times. That's how I got the posters of the theater out
They
there.
finally gave him the poster so he wouldn't come back.
Did you like the movie?
All 7 deadly.
No, he hated it. He forced himself to go.
But they filmed it on camcorders. Okay, that was the only thing they could get into Cuba easily. And so when it's on film, it's kind of cloudy and grainy just a little bit in the theaters. So on the videotape, it's like live footage. The whole movie. It's wonderful.
It's really
Moist. Right? You know, I saved all those emails to give to you, like as a birthday present.
When they sent me to the Black Panther headquarters in the ghetto to do a
Royal.
Just like I said, you read my journal.
show that day, so I had to get the story as well. Oh. And it was this whitey stuff. I didn't even get my story on it. I was a little nervous, but it was. They were trying to show that they do community programs, in this case breakfast for underprivileged children. And they welcome the
Yeah, that's huge.
Well, let us wish everyone a happy new year.
It's always
And
good
hope
to
that
see
we have
you.
many more to enjoy.
I won't be
Have
there
you seen the
tomorrow.
Buena Vista
Days
Social
before.
Club?
Met a few people now from before.
I missed last Sunday.
Me either.
South Fishershire, the last time she had sick concert.
Next.
Judy shows up. She shows up as a troublemaker in the most interesting places.
Oh, well, I don't know if I describe myself as a troublemaker, but
I would.
I do get to show up in interesting places, which I appreciate, and thank you for this one.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Good night.
Bye, Greg.
Bye.
Have a good one. Glad you could come. Glad you had a good time.
Glad we had a good trip. Take care. We're still in Christmas, right? Until next Wednesday.
Till January the 6th, Epiphany. Dave.
Yeah, same to you, dear.
We'll be in touch.
Okay. Call me.
I will. You don't call me first.
I never did get a chance to bathe Jeremiah tonight.
Well, he looks at me.
Oh, if this dog is a
Have you seen the Buena Vista Social Club?
Yes.
It's these guys. Very nice meeting your mom, Second Pack Up. I had a great time.
Oh, she's cute.
She is. She's a wild one. She tells some of the wild stories from her past.
Ed's been thinking about charging, doing a Queen School and charging like $50 a lesson.
As well. Give it a whirl.
You can do it.
I think so.
The world needs a few more queens.
Well, thank you very much. I had a wonderful time.
I'm glad you did. Well,
Happy New Year, everyone.
make sure I know how to get in touch with you for next year.
Oh, definitely. I'll be like, I'm gonna come over and find. I'm like,
You can come help me fill the hole up tomorrow.
okay. Wow, that sounds like fun.
Anyway, good night, guys.
I will. Good night. Not that, but anyway, have a good night. Happy New Year.
You too.
Delicious, nutritious, and so.
Now, before Don asks you, have you seen the Buena Vista Social Club?
The who?
The Buena Vista Social Club.
What is that?
It's these guys you've been listening to, and it's the movie, and the movie poster's there on by the heater at the far end of the dining room. Go see it. And this is the music you've been listening to all night. The 3 CD jackets are there on top of the CD to your left. No, it's Cuban.
Oh, I know.
Los Cubanos.
Ruben
Gonzalez. Do me a favor, there's a remote control right there.
So you're gonna
bring it here. And those are the CD cases if you want to look at them.
Well, I can flex it. If I go in at 8, I can leave at 5. That might be the thing you can get your. Or I can put in I've got a whole new set of personal days to use now. I forgot about that. Start out at the beginning of the year. Come with me to Palm Springs. I'm gonna take a day or two maybe. Run out to Palm Springs.
Let me get up.
Oh, good.
Let me get up. Give me the stand-up hug.
Oh God, it's arthritis. Well, there's drugs for that.
Oh, I know, and I want them all.
You'll have them.
You think you have a problem, Ed?
I'm just waiting to get by.
Whose minivan is that out there? Whose minivan is that out there? Is that your minivan? No, that's Barbara. That's right. They bought that.
Barbara does?
Oh, God, no. You know, I invited her. I invited Keltner. What's his face, the organist?
David Strick.
You're all too good for us now.
But, you know, Marcella's mother.
Absolutely. Brian Butler brought his mother.
I'll see that social thing.
Yeah.
What day?
Bye. Oh, hi, Barry.
Oh, you've been on.
Not only was it the largest U-Haul they rented at the time, but we had a 6x12 tandem axle trailer hitched to the back of it with more shit, right? So we get about 100 miles north of Miami and we're on the turnpike. You know, it's the 3 of us in the front seat with all the birds in the cages as well, you know, and the temperature gauge goes. So we pull over and the water pump is gushing antifreeze all over the place. So we pull into a rest area, we call U-Haul. One of their roving mechanics arrives, which by the way, if you ever have to rent U-Haul, because these people are incredible. Guy shows up, he's got a full shop in the back of this truck. He's even got a generator if he needs power equipment. Changes out the water pump, puts a new water pump on it, fills it full of coolant, the whole bit. We're fine all the way across the country. You know, we stop in Houston. We spent 24 hours. I visited with Rachel's mom and stepdad, you know, and all that. Barbara flies on from Houston to LA, so now it's just Erwin and I to cross the desert. And of course, we head out on I-10 and we're going through San Antonio, and then we get out into the chalk cliffs of West Texas, you know, and then it's El Paso and the sand is blowing, and we went through New Mexico at night and halfway into Arizona at night, and we get into Phoenix. Actually, we sort of went around Phoenix. That's the thing to do. We get west of Phoenix. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's 115 degrees.
I have to take a commercial break because it's almost time to move the cars.
Ah. Well, I'm down to the punchline.
Okay.
Okay. Temperature gauge goes up again. One of the water hoses, the clamp had just, you know, compressed, and there was this little green trail going down the side of the water pump. We're in the middle of the desert. The floorboards are so hot you can't put your feet on them, and there's no liquid in 100 miles. I tighten the clamp with a screwdriver. We look, we think. Irwin goes, "The Diet 7-Up in the trailer! It's still there!" We go in the trailer, and there's like 20 quarts of Diet 7-Up, which we pour into the radiator and put the cap on and drive all the way into LA.
The only Diet 7-Up truck. You should have written a letter to 7-Up. Do you realize you could have made a commercial on that?
Antifreeze, right?
Right.
Okay, everybody go move your cars. It's 10 minutes to 10.
I'm positive.
You want to get a video of the Buena Vista Social Club?
Good to see you.
You can
Thank
like
you.
take it off
Oh,
the
you're
screen.
Well, but I had a good time.
I did. Good night, all.
Good night.
No, what you do is you start to chase the pig, and you get the pig along the one side of the pig pen or the cage or whatever, and you focus on a point 2 feet in front of the pig, and that's where you throw yourself, and the pig almost runs into you, and you kind of close yourself down on the pig. That's the only way you'll catch it, because if you try to pounce at the pig will always squirt away. But you've got to put yourself, you literally have to lurch 2 feet in front of the pig so that the pig runs into you almost. And that's how you catch a greased pig.
Well, there's been a bunch of other people that rubbed the grease on it too. They Crisco'd the thing up. It was kind of cruel though.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I mean, this was in outdoors. It was up in the woods somewhere, and you had to lift the pig up by its tail for like a minute or something like that before it counted. I mean, it was.
Oh God.
The pig wasn't real happy.
No.
It was a big pig though. It was.
Was it a sow or was it a?
I don't remember that.
The first time I ever had
It was a 150 pound, or 200 pound.
That's a hog.
You're now getting up into the size that I wouldn't even play with pigs that size.
No, I wouldn't either. Well, when I was a teenager, my father had this friend named Henry Iverson, a man from the Green Swamp. And what it was if you went south of Dade City 3 miles to where 98 split off of 301. 301 went to Tampa, and 98 went to Lakeland. And it went about 5 miles through hill country, and then it hit the Green Swamp for like 15 or 20 miles, and the whole thing was like a foot above sea level, or a foot above the water table. And Henry Iverson owned 200 acres in the middle, surrounded by the Larkins. The Larkins were like the carpet-bagging, burn you off your land assholes of that part of Pasco County. They had tried to lock him off his land about 6 or 8 times, But he had 200 acres, and what was significant about this 200 acres was it was where the Hillsborough River, the headwaters, branched off the Withlacoochee River, and of course the Hillsborough River was what fed Tampa's water supply, and the whole bit. He had shot a wild boar and dressed it and thrown it in the freezer. And so he had this Sunday afternoon barbecue where he barbecued this wild boar. Now, have you ever had wild hog?
It's probably gamey.
It's really not that gamey. but it was incredible. I've never forgotten the flavor of this wild hog. And of course, where he lived, there was no electricity, no phone. I mean, you went back on this dirt road for about 4 miles off the highway, crossed this bridge that he had built across the river himself that was 100 feet long. And until you got to his compound. He had his own water tower. At the base of it, there was like a gasoline-driven pump, and about once a week, he'd go out and start it up and let it run for a couple hours to fill the tank. He had gas lights at his house, and a gas refrigerator, and a gas stove, and a gas water heater. And he and his wife and his kids lived out. He raised like 3 kids out there, and tractors, the whole bit. And
on these 200 acres.
Yeah, and this is how a lot of people, he was a contractor. And this is how a lot of people lived in that part of the world, they just in the middle of nowhere, and they loved it because they loved the solitude. They could walk out in the middle of the night naked if they wanted to, and nobody cared, and they could look at the stars, and, like they were right there. And, anyway, and then Piedad, of course, would roast a pig every year at Christmas Eve. That's the traditional Cuban Christmas. You roast a pig, you have black beans and white rice and plantain.
I thought that was moros y cristos.
No, that's if you cook them together. Cook them together.
I thought if you served them together, it was moros.
No, if you cook them together, it's moros cristianos, Moors and Christians. But no, if you just serve the black beans on the white rice, that's not the same thing. Because if you cook them together, you get gray rice. But, and she'd make about 15 or 20 different desserts. And she had this huge house on 2 acres of land. And, she would literally have 100 people over. And she'd have a bartender, And one year she decided, I'm not going to do this anymore. The children are older. I'm going to get out of town on Christmas Eve and just go relax and put my feet in the jacuzzi or something, right? So as the time advanced towards Christmas, the bartender called her up and said, now, Mrs. Robertson, I will be there this year, Christmas Eve, and I'll charge you my usual fee. And what would you like me to bring? And what would you like me to set up, And the 3 men who would always bring the pig every year and cook it for her called up and said, now we already have your pig selected. It's a 50-pound pig, and we'll be bringing it over with your brother-in-law Alfred, et cetera, and she realized, I've created a monster.
She had put the wheels in motion, and she couldn't stop them.
They had a house that was a public house for everyone who knew them. In fact, when they actually all went out of town once, and they realized they didn't have the key. No one had a key to the house because the doors had not been locked in years. Because someone was always there, either Bud's mother or the maid or some of the kids, And everyone came and went, It was this probably a 4,000 square foot house, and it just had all this room, and it was surrounded by mango trees, near the canal, and they had dogs, and they had ducks, and they had chickens, and Bud grew orchids in the backyard and put in a garden every year.
That must have been a happy time for them.
Oh, it was. They were poor as they could be. I mean, they move into this house, right? It's in Miami. It's hot and sticky in Miami. And it was an interesting house in that it had been built by one of the Trujillos. Does anyone remember the Trujillos?
Trujillo from,
The dictator?
It was, he had built this house for his escape house in Miami, right? He'd escaped and then he'd sold it because he needed the money. When you drove in, it had a circular driveway, and in and out. When you drove in, there was the house, and when the realtor took her to see it, she was like, "This looks like an army barracks." And she said, "Now wait until you see it, Piedad. Wait till you get inside." Well, you'd walk into the entranceway, And there was the kitchen. Basically, there was a box here. The kitchen was across the front of the box, and there was a wall. And on the other side of the wall was this living room and dining room that had a 15-foot high open beam ceiling, and it was all paneled in wood, the whole room. And the kitchen ceiling was also either 12 or 15 feet high. And then off of that was what was supposed to be the servants' quarters. It was a living room and a bedroom and a toilet, and that was, or a bathroom, and that was perfect for Bud's mother. Okay? But then the other end from the entrance hall, the entranceway, there was this long 50-foot long hallway. And it had bedroom, 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 bedroom on one side, closet, bathroom, closet, desk alcove, bathroom, closet on the other side. So the breeze could blow through, you see. And it was turned slightly at an angle so that it faced the southeast, which was where the prevailing wind came from in Miami. Whole thing had central air. They moved in 2 months later, the central air dies. They were both school teachers. They didn't have the money to fix it. And they didn't have the money to run it, even if they had. So, and they've got Bud's son, Piedad's son and daughter, and then they had Dee Dee. And Bud's mother. And 4 basset hounds. And Bud would come home every day and run the lawnmower for a couple of hours. I mean, literally, you'd come over at 4 o'clock, there would be Bud. He'd come home from Lindsay Hopkins, and he's running the riding mower. Because when you have 1.5 acres and you have to mow every week, he would literally just spend a couple of hours every day on the riding mower mowing the lawn. Well, they got a windy... Gia, that was Bud's mother, her apartment had an air conditioner in it. And then, after a couple of years, they got an Emerson quiet cool, thunk, and sort of plunked it into the window. And there, they had, at the end of the hallway was a master bedroom suite that had 2 dressing alcoves, a bathroom, and then this very large master bedroom about, half again bigger than this room. Well, every night, all the kids would just gather up a sleeping bag and a couple of pillows, and they'd either go to Gia's room and sleep on the living room floor, or they'd go to Bud's room, Bud Piedad's room, and sleep on the floor. So you'd open the door at 10 o'clock at night, and there'd be mom, dad, 4 kids, 4 basset hounds, on the floor, Native American style, with the little Emerson quiet cool pumping out comfort all night long. It was a crazy time.
Oh yes, those were the days.